All right, Bang Bang. Today is Monday, November 16th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Very special guest on Zoom today. We're recording on Friday, and it is actually this man's birthday. So, Frank the Tank, happy birthday, and welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot.
Can we sing happy birthday to him?
Can you sing it? Can you sing it, Frank?
Can you sing it to yourself? And
Well,
we'll chime in?
I sing it to I sing it about a dozen people a week. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, so and so.
You're Frank.
Someone brought you a cameo.
I love
He's
it,
plugging his
Frankie.
cameo. Frank,
I
you got
love
a beautiful voice, I got to say.
He does have a good singing voice.
You know what I'm trying to get for? I did a live stream last night with Ralph from Belleville, noted Colts fan, who calls our local radio station here, WFAN, for 3 hours yesterday. And I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers on YouTube.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's
people.
make that happen
You
for
You got
Frank
a
the
fucking
Tank.
YouTube account. This guy's
Subscribe.
cooking. He's squirting soda through his nose. He's doing everything he can for the views. So it's got to happen, Frankie.
And I've had some lousy sodas. This guy Lester, I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. Lester's Fixins. He made mustard soda. He made pickle soda. He made pumpkin pie soda, which wasn't
is
that bad.
going
But
on?
I don't know if pumpkin and soda mix.
Yeah, so actually,
He made ranch soda, which was nasty as hell.
it's crazy, Frank. So actually, what you're here for, Frank, obviously it's our Snake Draft Monday. We had to bring on, we had to do soda. We call it, we should
We
just
call
get
it
this
pop.
out of the way. We
Yeah.
call it pop, Frank. What do you think of calling it pop? Do you hate us for that?
Well, I have relatives out in the Rocky Mountains, so
They call it pop there. I thought that was
Them
strictly
pop.
like Chicago, not even Midwest.
well, I'm talking Idaho,
Um,
and they call it pop in Idaho.
and you exclusively call it soda, though, right, Frank?
Yes.
Any take on that?
So it's just a minor nomenclature issue here. I wouldn't even categorize it as an issue. It's just like we're pop guys in the Midwest, soda guys on the East Coast. When I travel out East, I say soda. If I'm in a soda area, I'll say soda.
Yeah.
I work that around. I don't like being the pop guy when pop. Oh, he must be from just soda.
See,
yes,
I
sir.
shove it down their throats. I do the
And
opposite.
I don't think anyone's surprised to learn.
That's not
Yeah,
surprising at all.
Back
See,
when I was
Oh,
I was traveling out to Boston to
we
see.
guys go up
Sorry,
north.
I can't hear him.
And do you say mini pop or do you say mini soda?
well, when I go to what did Mississippi sip, Frank?
I don't know what Mississippi says.
Mississippi sipped their mini soda.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What did Idaho, Frank? What did Idaho?
Idaho, they have their pop.
She hold her Maryland.
How
Got a
about
lot of limericks here. We got a lot of limericks going on.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah,
A limerick?
I think so.
Yeah, it fits.
You know,
with
it's getting
that.
kind of chilly in here. I feel a draft coming on.
You're exactly right, Frank. Let's get right to it.
All
That's fuck, man. This guy,
He's got it all.
he might be the new commissioner. All right, so here's the Snake Draft order. It is the Soda Pop draft featuring Frank the Tank. Chief will have number one pick, which is very interesting. Frank will be second. Carl will be third. White Sox Dave will be fourth. And I will be fifth.
I'm really looking forward to Chief taking straight chalk.
This is going to be a chalk pick.
Yeah.
It is going to be a chalk pick, and it's going to be chalk pick for the entire draft. And I think that's your new,
All right, let's get into
strategy.
it. But
I don't have strategies.
I think he does.
I think we should be celebrating the fact that not that Chief has the first pick, but the fact that Chief has 10, 11, 20, and 21. I can't wait to see Chief sweat on 20. I think you'll do fine through the first 11 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is if you botch this, I don't know what we're doing here. So you're on the clock. Who's the number one overall pick?
I'm taking Coca-Cola. What? It's the number one soda. It's the first soda of all time.
Is it your favorite?
It is my favorite, actually. If I'm going to have a soda, it is 9 times out of 10 going to be Coca-Cola. You know, it's a drive-through soda. It's the best. It's the best McDonald's soda. It's the best out of a can. It is the best soda. It's an iconic brand the world over. Coca-Cola, a true 1-1 pick. You can't dispute it. Dave's already being like,
No, you can't dispute it. It's the fact that you're doing this. I think it's disingenuous. Something about it screams disingenuity.
Taking Coca-Cola first overall is
For you,
disingenuous.
yes. For you, yes.
What do you want me to take? Like Jones Soda? Like what do you expect me to do?
I hate when we leak picks.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
It's
It
not
stinks to me.
disingenuous at all. It's the number one soda. There's no disputing it. It's a great soda. It's my favorite soda. Coca-Cola.
Regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for the record, there's no like, hey, like I'm taking McDonald's Coke.
Right.
There's no glass bottle Coke. You just get everything.
I get
Coke.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get all the Cokes.
You get Coke. You get Coke.
Coca-Cola.
It's that easy. Coca-Cola. I mean, it's the number one pick. Frankie, you like Coca-Cola?
You'll find out in a second.
Oh, I like that.
I like that. He keeps the cards close to his chest. It's number one pick. I was hoping there was a way Chief could fuck it up because he's certainly been known to do that. But that was the right move there. And I don't think it's disingenuous because
Yeah.
it's
Because I'm not a
Coca-Cola.
disingenuous guy, Dave. Number one.
And Clem is right, though. With the cans have the polar bears. Tastes a little better.
Oh, it definitely does. And we're in that season now, too.
Yep, exactly. So Coca-Cola won one pick. It's off the board. Frank the Tank, you're up next.
You know, Coca-Cola, no way it's number one. Shouldn't be number one, not number one. There's only one soda, and that is Pepsi-Cola, the second overall pick.
Wow.
Pepsi. Why is Pepsi better,
The
Frank?
imitation.
Pepsi's sweeter. Coke is kind of sour and bitter at times. I actually was one of those few people that actually preferred New Coke because it tastes more like Pepsi.
It's true. As we did a whole dog walk episode about that.
Blind taste test. Pepsi always comes up the winner when it goes against Coca-Cola. Pepsi. You know, Pepsi Cola hits the spot when it's cold or when it's hot.
So you have a sweet tooth then, Frank? Is that what we're?
I do.
You okay? All right.
Do you feel like you just got Kevin Durant right here, number 2 overall, and he took Greg Oden?
Oh yeah. He clearly Coke is the Greg Oden of sodas.
I can't argue. I think Pepsi is a great number 2 overall pick.
Those are the top two.
They're the Kings.
Yeah, they're the
Kings.
They're the two titans. They're
Yeah.
battling it out. Coca-Cola still has market share, so this whole thing about that Pepsi wins taste test, if that were true, they would have market share. They don't. Coca-Cola is still the king for a reason. That's why they went number 1.
Frank the Tank.
Well, they go now. Coke's got more of a international market flair. That's what it is, and Coke's got more of a brand name. I mean, I actually think it's against the law to buy a Pepsi. I think if someone's walking down the street in Atlanta with crack cocaine and someone's walking down the street with Pepsi, I think they bust the guy with the Pepsi first.
Yeah, argument for Pepsi right here too, and that no one ever talks about this. Swear to fucking God, Frank, if you got a 2-liter of Coke and you got a 2-liter of Pepsi, the Pepsi holds. The Coke doesn't. Coke does not have nearly the fridge staying power and a liter or 2-liter presence that Pepsi does. I'd give Pepsi another 24
You're talking
hours.
like shelf life of
Yeah, another 24 hours in the fridge of where it's fresh and it maintains the crisp.
That's an interesting.
You know what?
I have them both in my fridge right now because I got a pizza on Friday night
What do you prefer?
and I got a pizza on Saturday night.
And
Well-
nothing tastes better with a pizza than Pepsi.
Frank's right about that. Frank is right about that. I do lean Coke, but like there's Pepsi in your moments. Frank, you're opening my eyes a little bit. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, people kick Pepsi out of bed too quick. I'll say that because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm a Coke guy." I think Pepsi holds its own. For sure.
I don't hate Pepsi, but it's not Coca-Cola.
It's not
They
Coca-Cola.
carry their weight. I like Pepsi. All right, Carl, you're up for the 3rd overall pick.
So we had 2 colas go back to back. I think a theme in this soda draft is going to be like the actual type of soda. So when you look at the draft board, the first round, you really should be thinking about stuff where value will not be existent. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I cannot recover from. And we'll get deeper when I make my other picks and explain the strategy. But for my first overall pick, the 3rd round, I'm taking Dr. Pepper. I think Dr. Pepper is the hardest to find a replacement. I know there's some others out there. But as we put our drafts together, boys, you will fucking see that what will stand apart is uniqueness and ability to differentiate from other people on the list. And that's where I'm going with Dr. Pepper right now.
It's a strong pick.
Thank you.
It's a very strong pick.
Love Dr. Pepper.
I never liked it, even when I was a kid.
It's the number 1 Texas soda.
It's made there too, I believe.
Yep.
That's like their thing. Whereas like Georgia is Coke.
Right.
Dr. Pepper, I like it, Carl. It's and your reasoning makes the most sense.
Well, I mean, we go to this like in this, when we talk about draft selection strategy, we want to win. And so then it's like, well, my favorite, I love it. I love all these sodas on the board. So I do love all of these. This isn't about my favorite, this and that. Dr. Pepper's in my top 5, feels comfortable here. So I'm taking the first round. I hope I can find some value later in the draft. I'm just giving some draft selection insight.
As soon as you started saying your strategy, I knew you were going Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was good. Frank, Dr. Pepper guy?
Not really.
Really?
I'm a big Dr. Pepper guy. You know, it's kind of like this, like, sometimes it tastes like, it's got like dish detergents in there.
Dish detergent.
Discharge.
Say it louder so the people in the back can hear, Frank. Dr. Pepper stinks.
Dish detergent.
I've never been a fan of Dr. Pepper. I've never really particularly liked it.
And you don't like it either?
I never really liked it, no.
If there's no other can in the available and Dr. Pepper sitting there, I'll drink it, but that's the only way I choose Dr. Pepper.
If I had like the big 3, or well, I'll get to the big 3, what I think is the big 3, but if I had Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, Dr. Pepper all in a line and I had to drink 3 like in order, that Dr. Pepper would be last. And that's my pick.
Yeah.
Sprite. So I'm going Sprite. Anything lemon lime, I for some reason love. And as an adult, the only time I do drink pop, which is maybe a time or 2 a year, is when I'm super fucking hungover. You go and get that big ass Polar Pop from like a Shell station or something. And Sprite, it just fucking hits the spot. Ice cold, especially in the summer when it's like 95 and humid. I think it quenches your thirst better. I'm going with Sprite. That's my like number one. I'm glad I got it. I didn't think I was going to, but it's my favorite pop by far and away.
That's where I expected Sprite to fall. So no,
it's a first round pick.
Yes, like I felt you might have gone that way third, but it's the board has gone exactly how I thought it would.
It's chalk right now, yeah.
You don't think so?
No, I think you could fight Sprite.
What'd you say, Frank?
If Pepsi wasn't available, Sprite would have been my pick.
And you think you could fight Sprite? What's your fight against Sprite?
I mean, we'll find out. We will stay tuned.
Are you a Sprite guy, Chief?
I like Sprite. I'm not sure. I mean, I know it's a number 1 pick. I'm not sure it's my favorite in that, we'll call it, category.
Now, did being sick hurt Sprite?
That's the other thing. You drink Sprite or ginger ale when you're sick. It's like an old mom trick.
You know one thing about Sprite that you just mentioned about being sick and not feeling well. You talk about ice cold sodas, and most sodas you want ice cold. There's no soda that tastes better at room temperature than Sprite.
Such a good call.
That's a good point.
There really isn't.
This is a veteran. This is why we got Frankie. That's a great point, Frank.
Sprite to me is the one that does the most branding too. They're with the NBA. They've got the commercial. They're like very hip and cool.
Yeah,
and like,
for sure.
Look at us. We're Sprite.
Weren't they like the Kobe, the Grant Hill commercials in like the early 2000s? Like
playing the piano.
Yep.
All right, it's to me. I think this is where the draft kind of delves away. Then there's like opens up the board. I'm going to take the first spin-off, I guess. It might surprise you because this is another one, Coke versus Pepsi. I prefer Wild Cherry Pepsi. I think it's better than Cherry Coke. I know we're not talking picks beforehand, but I like Wild Cherry Pepsi a lot, especially in a can. I think it's very good.
I think it's one of the best cans.
You're a fan, Frank, you said?
Yeah, I like Wild Cherry Pepsi.
One of the best cans. And especially if you remember the old logo. I don't know if you remember it. It was like black and red.
Yeah.
It was a cool logo on like a drink dispenser. I don't know why they got rid of that.
I know I'm going to get absolutely torched in this draft at this point because I don't like any artificial cherry flavored anything. I like the bright red, what is it, maraschino cherries that you can get out of the can and they like put on Shirley Temples and shit. I'll eat those for like a meal, but anything fake cherry flavored, I don't like at all.
What's weird is that it somehow works. If you go to one of those freestyle machines, I don't love like fucking around with all that, but for some reason, and I know that's different than like an actual blend that Pepsi and Coke makes, but I don't like the fucking freestyle fucking around. But.
Okay.
Oh, I love the freestyle machine.
What do you get, Frank? What do you use on that thing?
You know what I like to get sometimes? I like to get like an orange Coke And I was getting orange vanilla Coke before orange vanilla Coke actually was available in cans. To the freestyle machine.
So you invented
Like
it.
orange Sprite sometimes.
Oh, well, back to me.
I think we just came up with the genius get rich quick business scheme. Why don't we just mix Coke and Pepsi, and like two big ass machines, one big vat of Coke, one big vat of Pepsi, and we just dump them into like half and half into cans and sell them like that.
What do you think? Might as well mix the Yankees and the Mets then, huh, Frank?
You know, I might actually try to do that one day next week.
Oh,
There you
Frank
go.
liked it. I was hoping to get him going with that. My second pick, I'm actually going to take a diet off the board. I think it's the best diet, hands down. If we're talking with Carl, we're talking strategy. I don't think anything comes close to this, and I actually genuinely do enjoy it. I like Diet Coke. There's a reason why that people, it has become famous in circles. Mike Francesa, we talked with Dave earlier. Todd McShay pounds Diet Coke. Diet Coke's very good. I like it. I think it's a proper spot for Diet Coke.
So do we have to draft a diet pop?
No.
No,
Okay,
no.
good, because I don't think anything Diet Coke is fucking flavorless trash.
I don't think so.
It's
I don't think
awful
so.
compared to obviously it's got loaded with sugar, but I think it's like I won't drink it. I'm sorry.
That's fine, but I'm telling you, like, that's the only one that crosses over, I think, where people who drink regular like that as well. Like, I think that kind of stands on its own.
I would agree.
I actually like Diet Coke better than I like regular Coke.
There you go.
That's crazy to me, Frank.
And that's Frankie.
He likes those artificial sweeteners.
Yeah, that's huge.
You like stevia and all that crap,
It's not stevia, it's aspartame.
or aspartame?
Beautiful can too. Beautiful can.
Clean, crisp.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
I mean,
a good can.
I think the
on my
original
board
Coke
for
can
sure.
is like the obviously it's like the brand. It's like McDonald's or Microsoft or something. But I
you thought it was too high.
No.
Number 6. You don't think it's too
No,
high?
it's a second round pick. I would have taken it in the second round if it got back to me.
Carl, too high.
I have no comment.
You should comment.
No, I'm not. There's enough insight into my brain right now. My anxieties are high.
He doesn't
We're in
wanna
the
tip
second
anything.
round. Like this is a very big fucking draft, guys.
It is. It's a huge draft.
This isn't like, oh, well, I don't watch college football. So I don't care about sweet quarterbacks. So like Halloween's lame. I don't care about how. This is something everybody fucking can relate to soda. And I want to put on a good show, Ed.
What are you drinking right now, Frank?
Well, I'm drinking one of those body armors.
Oh, how
Oh,
do you
there
like
you go.
those?
They bought into the big brain. He loves them.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a
Yeah,
sports
that's a good point, good
encyclopedia.
point,
He's a
good
big
point.
fan. Back to White Sox, Dave.
So this is a layup for me. It serves very, very a myriad of purposes too. I'm going with mug root beer. Out of all the root beers, I'm going mug. It's my favorite root beer. I know Dad's has a say in things. I know Stewart's and Barks, they can make a claim for the throne, but I think mug root beer is the best of the best. It you can use it to barbecue, make a barbecue sauce with it. You can make a root beer float with it, or just drinking it straight up, which is what we're doing for draft purposes. I think it's delicious. I'm going mug root beer.
It's my fourth favorite root beer.
You're an idiot.
I'm just saying.
It's the Pepsi branded root beer.
I did
Oh,
not
is that
know
right?
Yep.
They're in the Pepsi family.
Yep, they're in the
Okay.
Pepsi family.
Frank, what do you think about a root beer going in round 2 here?
Might be a little high for root beer, I would think, but I like root beer.
I like root beer too. There's just so many options that taking a root beer in the second round seems crazy.
And
to me.
mug is meh. Mug is meh.
You don't have to tip
No.
your hand, but it would. So you're saying it would not have been the first root beer off your board?
Mug?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You wrote a blog. Where did it? Do you remember where?
Mugs, like the 8th, I think.
No way.
Yeah,
that
well,
is
okay.
fucking crazy.
Did
to
you
me.
get a shitty root beer?
No, I love mug root beer. Like at that shitty fucking pizza place across the street, you get a free like styrofoam cup of pop with your slice for their lunch special, and that's the one time because I'll eat that place in a pinch like once a year. I'll be like, I'm getting some mug root beer.
All right,
It
mug root.
quenches my
I didn't
thirst
see
as
that
good as
coming,
anything.
Dave. I didn't see that coming. So mug root beer is off the board. Carl, we'll move it back to you.
Again, the board's huge here, guys. I mean, there's so many options, and I want to respect the amount of options out there. I know people listen and follow along. very passionate making their choices in their head. So I don't want to offend anybody by making this selection. I don't want to offend traditionalists when it comes to soda or pop or soda pop. But I'm going with something that I think hits home to a big portion, particularly me and my youth, and I'm going Mountain Dew.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going somewhere else.
Very surprised Mountain Dew lasted the 8th pick. You kind of look between Chief and Tank. Is it going to go that early? No. Eddie, I thought you'd get it on the wraparound. That's why I didn't have much to say about Diet Coke, because honestly, I was shocked, and I was clutching my balls hoping I get Mountain Dew at 8. I get Mountain Dew at 8. I love Mountain Dew at 8.
It was right there for me.
It was
Full
right there for
disclosure.
me too. Yeah.
Really? You took mug root beer?
No,
Crazy,
well, I
'cause
couldn't
there's
have back.
10 root beers. There's one Mountain Dew.
I couldn't draft lemon lime back to back,
Good point.
so I had
That's
to
why I
go
don't-
root beer.
but Sprite
I don't think of Mountain Dew like there are.
It's
I don't
got
think of
lemon
Mountain
lime
Dew.
qualities.
I agree.
That's a different flavor profile than
For sure.
Sprite.
For sure.
I don't think anyone's like, should I have a Sprite or
I mean,
Mountain
but
Dew?
you're
They're
looking at
basically
the
same.
packaging and the branding. It's the same colors. You're kind of conditioned to think it's gonna be similar, and that's
One's like a neon nuclear yellow color. The other's just crisp, clean, clear. Like those are not the same.
I'm talking
thing.
about straight to packaging, not the color of the actual liquid.
Well, it's important.
You're not looking at. I'm thinking pop in a can for the most part, not like a 2 liter.
I think can is the purest form as well,
Yeah.
but it's all forms. I respect the 2 liter. I respect all, but Mountain Dew is a good pick. I wish Dave got it there because I was hoping it wouldn't fall to you. I think that's strong. Dr Pepper, Mountain Dew, 1-2. Mug root beer just is the wrench in the draft right now.
It's crazy.
But-
Like when that happens,
I
that's
know.
how drafts are won
That's
and
how
lost
drafts are won and
because
lost, yeah. But I do actually understand Dave's point,
He
even
took
though.
the French point guard, like the guy no
I know.
one's, like.
But I do understand
No,
Dave's
I
point
didn't.
that he didn't want Sprite and Mountain Dew.
back to back.
I know. I get it.
I don't get that.
But you
So
also had a
Mountain Dew-
chance, Ed. You went double
No, I know.
cola. You
I
took
know.
a cherry and a diet. You lived in the same world at 5'6",
I
and
know.
you'll see if you can bounce back at the end of rounds 3 and 4.
2 things on
I have
Mountain
a
Dew.
strategy too, so
Let's see.
that's why.
Mountain Dew's excellent when you're hungover, and 2, yellow number 40 or 5 or 8
Yellow
or
5.
Yellow 5. It makes your dick smaller. That old wives'
not
tale
true.
growing up.
It-
Of course, it's not
It's
true.
supposed to lower your sperm count, Frankie. Any truth to that? Have you heard anything? Any rumors?
What was that?
It's, Yellow 5 and Mountain Dew. It's supposed to lower the sperm count. Have you heard any rumors about that?
No, I've never heard that before.
Do you like Mountain Dew, Frankie?
I like Mountain Dew. It's a good soda. It's not one of my favorites. There's times where I got to be in the mood for Mountain Dew, but I have a system of pairing sodas.
Oh,
Okay. Well, you're up.
Deals.
You're up, Frankie. So your second round draft pick is up.
All right. Well, like I said, I have a system of pairing sodas, and I like this soda goes good with hot dogs.
Oh,
Goes
I
good
love
with
that.
anything that's pork products, especially barbecue, or if you make like barbecue ribs. If you have ham, this goes good with ham, and I'm talking sun-kissed orange soda.
I love Orange Sunkist. That when I was a little kid, that was my favorite. That was my
And
go-to.
orange soda. When you talk about the orange soda brands, you got the 2 top ones in my head, and the top one of the 2 would be Sunkist, and then of course
Interesting.
Crash Fanta.
That's another
I don't-
Frankie. Sunkist is sweeter, I believe. So that's why you prefer Sunkist.
Yeah, Sunkist. I also like Crush, but Sunkist is what I would say is the best orange soda.
Okay.
And it pairs good with ham, huh? Like a ham sandwich or like a
Ham
block of
sandwich.
ham for breakfast.
It especially pairs well with anything barbecue. Barbecue ribs,
Interesting.
barbecue chicken.
The salt and the sweet. This is a veteran here, folks.
This is not just a veteran. This is like a guy that's on a Hall of Fame path.
And just like the you were talking about Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew pairs well with tacos.
Who?
Interesting.
have to
I
give
haven't
that a
heard
shot
that
maybe
before.
tonight.
To give these combos.
I have never
We're
heard
gonna
that.
have to do like
before.
a follow up video next time we're all
Yeah.
in New York with Frank and like have him pair different pops with.
You're like
different
a
foods.
soda sommelier.
Yeah, that's what you are. He's a sommelier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's two things that go with tacos, and one of them is Mountain Dew.
Okay.
You say Hall of Fame.
Well, what's the
path.
other thing?
Might be something I save in my draft later, so I'm gonna keep that close.
I
to
don't
the
Okay,
vest.
I don't
there you
care.
go. I love it,
All
Frank.
right.
Frank can stay. Frank can stay. Frank, this is not even a Hall of Fame path. Like Frank is Tony La Russa right now. He's in the Hall of Fame and he's coming back.
That's a good call right there.
But I'm not gonna be drunk and trying to say I got a ring.
Hey, Frank, easy does it over there. Okay? It's an ongoing legal investigation. We're not speaking about it.
Innocent until proven guilty, Frank. You know
Yes.
that. You know that as an officer of the courts.
Well, just think if we have a full season this year, he'll pass John McGraw.
That's true.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
All right, Chief, back to you.
All right, I'm between two. I want to have a lemon lime soda as well. Dave took I would say the number one is Sprite. I'm going with 7-Up for my second round pick. Got to have it. Got to have a little balance there. Balance it out. What are you giggling at over there, Carl? And so I agree that it's great for a hangover. I don't know what it pairs well with. Frank, what does a 7-Up pair well with?
7-Up and Sprite alike, they both pair up well with hamburgers, I think.
Hamburgers. I would agree
Perfect.
because you got to wash it down clean.
Sandwiches. They pair well with chicken sandwiches too.
Yes, they
Chicken
just.
nuggets, anything like that.
It's a great thing to wash away whatever, like cleanse your palate. Like you feel great with it afterwards. So very happy
In
to
fact,
have 7-Up in the second round.
In fact, at a local establishment around the office here today, I had a hamburger with a Sprite.
Boom.
There you
I
go.
love that, Frank.
Okay.
And now that I think about it, now that 7-Up has been drafted, that was the stay-at-home sick with a fever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what
Pop
Sprite
for-
was cooler.
My mom always bought 7-Up specifically for that reason. Now that it's mentioned, not
Yeah.
it wasn't Sprite.
It's an
it was
elixir
Sprite.
of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes you feel better.
It's a little more bubbly.
Definitely more bubbly
Sprite.
too. Yep. Got more
7 and 7.
more pop to it. Yeah, 7 and 7 is a great mixed drink too.
Good reasoning. 7-Up. It's
I like the logo too.
reasoning.
I think it's got a good logo.
make 7-Up yours.
There you go. Good slogan.
Good slogan.
They got a
You
lot.
remember, and this didn't last too long. It was, I guess it didn't succeed. But 7-Up, Sprite, they don't have any caffeine.
Right.
Yep.
But 7-Up came up with DNL.
Oh, it's upside down, right?
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it only lasted for a few years. I guess it didn't sell well enough to stay around. I actually like DNL. And DNL, the reason why it came up with the name DNL is if you turn the 7-Up bottle upside down.
There you go,
It says,
Frankie.
I follow.
and it was 2 years 7-Up upside down. That was the advertising slogan of that.
That's a good point. Well, all right, Chief. Chicken sandwich, 7-Up. That
7
sounds
Up.
like you got a good pair. What's in the third round here?
Third round, I'm going cherry Coke. So another one, like this is if I was just going to make a soda draft like, just by myself, Dr. Pepper would have been my third choice, but I love cherry Coke. And if I'm between, like if I'm going a little something outside my comfort zone, if I feel a little frisky, I'm either going to have a Dr. Pepper or I'm going to have a cherry Coke. I'm happy to have cherry Coke in the third round. I think it's a great soda. I do prefer it to the wild cherry Pepsi as well. So it's in that Rascal Flatts song. I like singing that song. There's a lot going for.
We don't like Rascal Flatts on this podcast.
Why is that?
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay. I like that song, Miss Mayberry, and I like cherry Coke. Third round pick, cherry Coke.
Frank, you like to listen to Rascal Flatts and have a cherry Coke?
Maybe some older band, not Rascal Flatts, but
I mean, Rascal Flatts been around for 20 years now.
No, more than that, probably.
Maybe.
really,
Yeah.
I'd say since the 80s.
doesn't seem like it.
Late 80s, I bet.
Late 90s.
Do you have a
And
good
I'm
pairing?
not one of these guys from the East Coast that looks down upon country music. I actually like some country music.
Good.
Oh, nice.
You're an open-minded guy.
So I'm more of a Garth Brooks type.
You know who loves Garth Brooks?
I saw
It's
them.
Dave.
I saw them in concert, or I saw him in concert.
Them.
Them. Okay.
What do
All
you
right.
pair with a cherry Coke, Frank?
A hot summer day.
Coke, which I actually like better than regular Coke. That's the same thing as anything. That's one of those the cola, Pepsi, Coke. Those go with anything, especially hamburgers. That's another thing that's good with hamburgers. Steak is good with the cherry sodas.
Interesting.
All right.
All right. Steak and cherry
That is
Coke.
interesting. I can't picture like sitting down to a steak dinner and they're like, oh, do you want the red wine? Like, no, I want cherry Coke.
I can now.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol, so
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
it's soda for me.
If you're listening at home and you don't have your fucking notepad out at this point, writing down Frank's combos, I don't know what you're even doing.
This is an education.
It's like
Yeah.
a symposium.
And Frank, we're back to you, Frank. Your third round pick.
I'm gonna go one that you guys may not know,
Ooh.
but it's one of those cherries in the rough that, cherries in the rough
Diamonds in the rough.
is, I guess it's a Freudian slip. Dr. Brown black cherry soda.
You wanted
There is
that?
No,
black
I
cherry
want
soda.
black cherry. That's a great pick. Dr. Brown's is a specialty brand. It's like it's popular. It's widely distributed. People know Dr. Brown's. If you know soda, I know Dr. Brown's. They make a great root beer. But the black cherry's great. Black cherry blows fucking cherry Coke and shit out of the water.
Any
I think
other
black
soda-
cherry's the best soda.
Any cherry soda, cherry Pepsi, cherry Coke, any cherry soda, period. Nothing is better than Dr. Brown's black cherry soda. And if you go to a Jewish delicatessen in New York and you have pastrami sandwich, you might as well throw the sandwich on the floor if you don't have it with a Dr. Brown black cherry soda, because pastrami and black cherry soda, especially the Dr. Brown black cherry soda. There's a deli in Newark called Hobby's Delicatessen near the Prudential Center that just has these giant pastrami sandwiches. You got to buy 2 cans of the black cherry soda to have with it, and it's the combination. It just blows everything away. It's just like it's a knockout. I mean, if you're in Newark near the Prudential Center, you got to make a stop at Hobby's Delicatessen just for the pastrami sandwich. And you know what? They're good hockey fans there. They have a specialty soup for Henrik Lundqvist. Wow. It's called Lundqvist soup. It's only available in bowls because he has no cups.
Wow.
That's a
Got
zing.
him. Strangers to the cup. Can you sing that a little bit, Frankie?
Yes, I do. I remember one time I was going to the Devils game at Yankee Stadium, and I was actually in a car, a subway car with a lot of Devil fans and a couple Ranger fans, and everyone's singing, "How many cups does Lundqvist have? 0, 0. How many cups does Lundqvist have? 0 cups he has." You know, it's just a shame that when you go over to Henrik Lundqvist's house, he can't give you anything to drink because he has no cups.
Our producer is Tom Lay. I'm not sure if you ever met him. He used to be in the New York office. He's a giant Lundqvist fan, giant Rangers fan. Like, he's just rolling his eyes to the back of his head. He wants to like close his Zoom right now. That's
Hey,
a
Frank,
maniacal,
let me hear
evil
it.
laugh.
I've heard you sing it before.
Sing it, Frank.
Can you give me the strangers to the cup?
Strangers to the cup, only once every 80 years, even less common than Halley's Comet. That's how rare it is.
Unbelievable. Frank, listen. Who knew that Doc and pastrami was such a fucking pair?
Not me.
Dr.
Not me.
Brown and pastrami. What a combo. I need to get to Javi's. I need to get
Hobby's
there.
Delicatessen. Of course, in New York, they have the famous cats. Any deli like that, you got to get a Dr. Brown with the pastrami.
Unbelievable combination.
This is one of those things where we should just leave. We should leave Frank off the poll, but just give him the win because he just knows so much about soda. Like, anybody who doesn't vote for Frank, you're an idiot. Yeah.
He's the king. All right, Carl. It's up to you.
I mean, how do you say that? Where's your competitive juice come from?
are you not sitting here right now? Are you
Yeah,
not
listen, I
sitting
want to
here?
beat Frank. He's the best. I
You've
wanna
already
beat him.
lost.
I want to fight. I want to compete against Frank, just like it's the same thing against competing against Brandon Walker for quarterbacks, competing against Robbie and Clem and Brandon for the wrestlers. We're on Frank's turf. You got to bring your A game. And that's why in the third round, I'm going to take Canada Dry Ginger Ale. I'm going to take the number 1 ginger ale off the board. Ginger ale's in a category of its own. All this other stuff, we could talk cola, cherry cola, diet cola. There's literally one ginger ale. His name is Canada Dry. And it fits my roster, and it's exactly what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to compete against Frank. I don't know if I'm going to beat Frank, but I want
You're
at the
not.
end, I want to give Frank the best roster I can give. And I love Canada Dry 10 overall.
It's the best, but I don't know if it's
11.
the only
It's not
one.
the only.
I mean,
No.
sure, you guys can fuck around with the other one. Knock your socks off.
There's two.
Yeah, I know there's two. And the second one, there's a reason they make the second one with 96 fucking flavor choices. There's a reason you can get a little with lemon, a little with cherry, a little 50% off. Okay? Canada Dry gives you a fastball. They do have a little modifications in the marketplace, but
Canada Dry, man. Frank, you like a little bubbly, a little ginger ale?
Yeah, ginger ale is good, and Canada Dry is definitely the best ginger ale.
thank you.
But the best thing about ginger ale, as you mentioned, that's what you have when you're not feeling too hot. That's the best way to have it. Ginger ale is something. Ginger ale is good for a nightcap.
That's a good point, too, Frankie. Good for a nightcap. I always do enjoy myself a good fucking Canada Dry at the
I mean, there's
nightcap.
nothing better than like a nice. I mean, you always say, is there nothing better? No, there is nothing better than an ice cold, no ice, right out of canned ginger ale.
I would argue that, and I would argue that with my next pick.
All right, Dave, you're up.
Ginger ale is great,
Here comes Mr.
but
Pibb.
it has its purposes. I don't think it's something
Pip's
you
good.
drink
I might take it.
all the time, or you don't pair it with anything. It's one of those things you drink when you're sick. I like it personally the most when you mix it with a little Jameson, but that's just me personally. I think my next pick blows it out of the water. I'm going just Orange Crush. Orange Crush is the
Fuck
best orange
you.
soda. I mean, Keenan and Kel. We all remember Keenan and Kel. Absolutely loves Orange Pop. It's the best orange soda there is on the market. I don't care what anybody else says. Someone else drafted.
Frank shaking his head.
Frank drafted Sunkist.
I would put. I like Orange Crush, but to me, I just love Sunkist.
I think Sunkist is better than Orange Crush, but I'm sorry, Dave. I'm with Frank, but can you please keep arguing your points for Orange Crush?
Oh, me? I thought you were talking to Frank. Yeah, I like. So there's root beer floats. You ever had an Orange Crush float? Put a little vanilla ice cream on top. It is absolutely fucking delicious.
I've never had that actually.
It's excellent.
I like the way it
Excellent.
looks too. I know it's the
got that
color
little
orange,
creamsicle
but just
flavor.
I do like the way orange soda looks in a glass.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was also a good fountain choice at McDonald's.
Comes
too.
out nice.
Yep.
Orange Crush is a good pick, Dave. That's where
That was a good pick.
I was most likely going there, and now I don't know where to go. It's to me. I
Time
got
for an ad.
I got two picks. It actually is time for an ad. Thank you for reminding me, Frank.
Oh, here's the commissioner again. We're at it again.
Are you
Frank-
fucking kidding me?
Kim Jong-un at it again.
Hey, boys, we got JP Graziano today. What do I always do with JP Graziano? Before my third rounder. When do I always do
Yeah,
it?
but it's like, I
forgot.
don't know what
It's
I'm
a
picking this
filibuster
time.
tactic.
I genuinely forgot.
Don't
Frank
you know
the
we're
Tank,
trying to eliminate filibustering in the American government, Ed?
Listen, the ad's got to be read. That's how we have our jobs.
I want to talk to Jim.
Chairman Ed.
I want Jim to come down and be like, stop reading my ads in the middle of the draft, Ed.
What do you mean? This is what he wants. Jim is a middle ad guy. He's the only guy I do it for. It's a middle ad guy. Frank, what pairs great with JP Graziano's?
What is CP Graziano's?
He does sandwiches. JP Graziano is
Yeah,
the best
nice
sandwich
Italian
guy.
sub sandwich.
Oh, a nice Italian stub sandwich. Well, you could buy just about any soda, but it's always good to get like some of those, like the cherry sodas will go with that cherry. The black cherry soda, like the
Okay.
Dr. Brown's black cherry soda. We could get the cherry Pepsi, wild cherry Pepsi, especially.
There you
Frank,
go.
that was also a trick question because anything pairs well with some JP
He
Graziano's.
did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
So jpgraziano.com, go get your subs, pre-order them. If you want some muffaletta, if you want some giardiniera, you're out of town like Frank, go to tastefulchicago.com, get your muffaletta and your giardiniera. It's that simple. Not a filibuster. Thank you to JP's for sponsoring today's show. Wish the panel would respect it more.
We respect JP Graziano as much as anybody. It's the fact that you use JP Graziano as a crutch to give yourself more time to think about your next pick.
How could I have more time if I'm reading?
You're
I
thinking,
can't
you're
chew gum and tie
multitasking.
my shoes at the same time.
Now
I've
you're
known
playing
that.
dumb, and
Yeah.
everyone. We've
Known
been
that
around you
before.
long enough to know
We
that
know your
this-
tricks, Ed.
Yeah.
We
not
know your
true.
tricks.
All right, so it's to me. I think. Listen, I'm Carl. Reason with me here. You didn't want fifth pick in this draft.
Nah, probably not.
You didn't want fifth pick in this draft.
Well,
I'm
you saying it's
doomed.
because I normally do it?
No, You normally do it.
When
Yes.
I have, but
Yeah.
if you looked at the graphics or the statistics, I don't want to give Ed more time, even though I'm giving Ed more time. The statistics that got released on our draft performances, when I pick third or fourth, I'm a combined 7 and 2,
He's studying up on the analytics of the draft, and that's why I went third. I respect that.
and I'm 6 and 10 in the last spot, and I'm like 0 for my last 5 or 6 out of the last spot. So I'm actually making a conscious decision based on the data in front of me to perform better in this draft.
Baseball guy.
Fifth stop. I'm actually going to say I'm going to stay in the Crush family. I'm going to go Crush Grape. There's not a grape off the board yet, and I think that Crush does it better than anybody else. Nice purple can. You don't really see that. It pops. It sticks out. So I'm going to go Crush Grape for my third pick.
I hate anything grape, other than grapes. Ironically enough, I hate like grape jelly. I hate grape pop.
Wine?
I mean, that doesn't taste like grape.
Grapes.
I understand
Grape
it's
juice.
made of grapes. I don't like grape juice. I'm out on anything grape.
It's the
Other than
Jim
grapes
Halpert
themselves.
soda, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Who's
Pretty
that
sure.
again? That's the
From
office,
The
right?
Office, yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying it's the best, but given where I'm at, it's the right pick, I think. So I went with Crush Grape. I like it.
Third round pick, Crush Grape.
Yeah. Frank, any good pairings?
Grape soda. That's the other good thing that goes with tacos.
See? Look at that.
I would never have guessed that.
I want to go out for some sodas when we're done, and then like just how you're like, yeah, let's go out for pizza, and then you go get pizza, and then you're like, yeah, I'll drink this or whatever. Like, yeah, I'll have Miller Lite with it, or if you're like, yeah, I'll have a Coke with it, or I'll have a Pepsi with it, whatever. I want to go out where like the priority is like, let's go get some sodas, and then you have whatever they have, like the food. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like I want to go sit down for a couple
With Frank.
grape crushes right now, and maybe a couple tamales.
That'd be awesome. We gotta get some. Yeah, we gotta get some sodas with Frank one day. My fourth round pick again. I'm gonna go with. It's the only other category that I think does it at a national level. If it's not there, if Dr. Pepper's not there, Pib Extra is a good replacement.
Ed, I think you're tanking your draft, man.
Okay, Muggs.
Thank you. Listen, Pib Extra, like I fully admit that it's not Dr. Pepper. What do you want me to do? Dr. Pepper's a first rounder. But if you're looking at a fucking fountain drink and you see Pib Extra there, you'll get it. You'll mix it in.
Here's the thing, though. So the thing that Carl said about Canada Dry being the clear number one, I think the gap between Canada Dry and the number 2 is so much smaller than the gap between Dr. Pepper and Pib.
I don't disagree.
It's the Grand
completely
Canyon.
agree.
I don't disagree, but having that Dr. Pepper flavor on my card still means something to me, if that makes sense. I don't like that they changed it from Mr. Pibb, though, for the record. I
Yeah.
don't know why they changed the extra. Mr. Pibb was cool. Pibb Extra, I don't know. Frankie, Pibb Extra guy?
I've never really had Pibs.
Whoa.
That's one that I'm not that familiar with. Being someone that's not a big Dr. Pepper guy, so I've never really
It's a good
looked
point.
for the Pib.
What do you think, Doctor? You got Dr. Pepper. Do you fucking spit on Pibb Extra or no?
Nope. I don't spit on it. I'm really interested in what Dave picks here because I'm just so worked up in my own draft here. But
All right, Dave, you're on the
no, but
clock.
I mean, I think Pib Extra's fine. I'm surprised you just didn't go Mr. Pibb.
They don't. It's not. That is Mr. Pibb.
Is Pib Extra?
Yeah.
What happened to Tab?
Tab's
They
gone.
discontinued that.
Frank, remember?
You know what's sad? I've never tried a Tab Cola,
Oh,
and I'm looking
no.
for Tab Cola to try for my taste test videos, and I can't find a Tab anywhere. It's like they all just died at once, and I didn't have a chance to say goodbye.
That's
I mean,
sad.
we should
You
buy
are-
the Tab recipe. Barstool should rebrand it as like Frank Soda, whatever Frank
I
wants
love
to call
that.
it.
Is it actually out of commission? Is it gone?
They just discontinued it like
Officially.
last
yeah.
month.
Okay.
It was the first diet soda, and now it's gone.
Well, I'm sad for you, Frank. I could tell that really hits you in the feels.
He's never had
I mean,
I know.
I got to find a can of Tab soda to try sooner or later. If you even have to buy it on like eBay or something like that, I got to try to get a can of a Tab soda to try it, to say to give my farewell to, and to see if it measures up to the tank because I've never actually tried a Tab.
I feel like you have the power to bring Tab back. If you give it a strong review, it might be back on the shelves.
If you're out there, send Frankie a tab. He needs to review that.
Yeah,
before
like how they started stocking up on Twinkies or whatever
Yep,
it was.
before they all disappear, you need to send Frankie a tab. I agree. But no, to answer your question before I move on to Dave, Mr. Pibb's not a thing anymore. It's called Pib Extra, which was a bad move by them. I don't know why they did that.
was
So
gonna
Pib
say.
Extra, I'm not exactly thrilled, but I like that flavor, so I'm glad I got the second best, even if there is a big gap.
So with my next pick, I'm going with the pick I kind of have to make, and I'm going to save my kind of ancillary, true to the core for me picks for my fifth pick because I know it'll be there. I got to go Schweppes ginger ale. I think that it's just a hair underneath Canada Dry. Canada Dry is the undisputed champion of the ginger ale category. Is you pronounce Schweppes, right?
Schweppes.
Schweppes. It's not. It's just Schweppes. That's what I thought.
Schweppes.
I got to go Schweppes. It's excellent when you're hungover. It's great. I like to put a little honey in it when I was sick when I was young, and just drink it at room temperature. But it's great when you're hungover too, and that's a big part of my life
I
is
think
being
you've
hungover.
said that for every pick. That
Well,
you've had.
I mean that's like the best time to drink pop. I think it's such a great thirst quencher.
Or you're always hungover because I feel like a lot of drafts, like the AC draft, was just like
when you're hungover,
hungover in the morning.
like I'm
You're
gonna go
still
to my,
hungover in the afternoon.
Now that I think about it, you are correct.
You don't think Schweppes is number 2?
I mean, let's. I no, I don't. I don't think Schweppes is 2.
Is Schweppes 2, Frankie? Number 2 ginger ale?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Who's to
Schweppes.
argue with Frankie? I don't
Yeah,
think any of us
because,
are in a
let me
position to
tell
argue
you
with Frankie.
something.
Seagram's
Yeah.
is great. I mean, but you drink it with alcohol. That's it. I feel like that's the only time you do drink Seagram's.
All right. Dave wanted a ginger ale. He got Schweppes. I think it's a solid pick, but we'll move it on back to Carl.
I am in the 4th round.
Yes.
I'm recapping my draft for the Giants. I have Dr. Pepper. I have Mountain Dew. I have Canada Dry. And in the 4th round, I'm going to take a Barks root beer. Barks has bite. That was just these. I blogged about Barks before, almost just so I could, or blog root beer just so I could talk about how much better Barks is than the number 2 root beer. Dave, you took Mugs. Like, it's
I
Barks.
completely disagree.
It's Barks.
it's Barks. It is Barks.
It's the Barks has bite. It's the can. It's the longest standing root beer on the market. I want to say it was there around 1901. The formula was developed.
This is where I feel bad because that's a hell of a 4th round pick. I don't want to tip my hand, but I'm not a root beer guy, so I wasn't going to pick anything. If you're looking at my board, I should have taken that would have been a smart pick, but I just don't like
Hey,
it. So
I'm glad you stayed true to yourself.
I did. I just don't like root beer. So
Yep.
that's a great pick. I don't like it, but it's Barks is fucking wildly popular. Good logo. Got the barrel,
Yeah.
the gray. It pops on the fucking dispenser.
And it does have that bite. It bites different. That little aftertaste is different than every other root beer. To me, it is the number 1 root beer that was going to be my next pick, so I'm very disappointed.
Is that the number 1 to you, Frankie?
No.
Ooh, who's number 1 then?
Oh,
no.
we'll get to his number 1,
Yeah, we'll
but
get to
I
his
also
number
do
one.
think that I know Barks isn't a Chicago thing, but I think it's number 1 in Chicago.
Is it?
I think.
You know, Dad's was local, so I'm partial to them if I were to pick one. And I like their logo a lot. Sorry, I know we don't want to discuss, but
I know they have a great bottle too.
great bottle. All right, Barks Root Beer, good pick. And I think Carl's looking very strong right now, I got to be honest. Frankie, to you.
Stewart's orange and cream soda.
The aficionados are going to go with Frank. It's impossible to beat Frank right now. With the aficionados.
Now there used to be Stewart's drive-ins, and they're getting fewer and fewer in between. The one that was near me closed a couple of years ago. I drive by it regularly, praying and hoping one day it'll reopen.
Hey, Frank.
You could go there, and out of the tap they would have the Stewart's orange cream soda, and you could buy a half-gallon container, and I'd literally buy the half-gallon container and drink that within a couple hours.
Frank, I got something for you. Go to Route 37 and Fisher Boulevard in Toms River, New Jersey. They still have a Stewart stand there. I promise you that.
and obviously not this time of year, but there used to be one in Kearney, which was just 2 miles from me.
Have you guys
That's-
ever had one of these?
Yeah, I have.
They're
Stewart's.
very
Yeah.
good.
It's
They're
delicious.
very good.
Yeah.
I've heard of
Just
Stewart's. I've never had one.
orange cream soda. If you can imagine a creamsicle.
They're
Melt
very
it.
good. Frank, it's a great pick. Like it's very East Coast. I know the bottles are here. I see them every once in a while, but I mean it's a great pick. The people who know are gonna know. So can't argue, Frankie. Any good combo with that one?
That's good for anything that's fried.
Anything that's fried.
Boom.
There you go. It was on my board.
Frank, what's your favorite fried food? Real quick.
Maybe chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers,
all right.
huh? Okay.
But keep in mind, I fry hot dogs. We have the legendary Rutt's Hut near me.
There you go.
And
Rutt's
that's
Hut.
the #1 hot dog place in America. And then, have you ever had an Italian hot dog?
No, I can't say I have.
It's 2 hot dogs on pizza bread with potatoes, peppers, and onions.
Wow.
And you can get that.
What a
Can you
dog.
get that in Manhattan?
I'm not sure. It's a Jersey thing.
Okay.
It's
All right.
mainly a Jersey thing because it's also known as a Jersey hot dog.
That's big time, Frankie. Chief, back to you. You got 2 picks to make here.
So I'm going with my number 2 root beer. I do love root beer. Barks was my number 1, my clear number 1. The clear number 2 for me is Dad's, and it is a little bit of a sentimental pick. My dad's dad, my grandfather, always, every time he visited, like we'd have to go to the grocery store and get him Dad's root beer. I didn't know that he was putting a little something in it every night, but he was a big root beer guy, and I would always like partake in a little root beer action as well. So I'm going to go with Dad's root beer in the 4th round, and it's a sentimental pick, but I do love that root beer.
What was he putting in it?
Whatever he get his hands on.
So I love root beer. It's my favorite. It's my favorite type of pop. But you can't put vodka or whiskey in it. It makes it gross.
Yeah, I honestly like it. I don't even know what he was putting in. I didn't know he had. I would say, well, I don't know, my dad listens to the show, but yeah, my grandfather had like a drinking problem, and so I never knew that he. So I don't know still to this day, but like my dad told me years later, it was like yeah, like it was like half root beer and half something else. So, well, that's why we had it. It was like his favorite mixer, but I would always have it straight, and it was delicious straight. I still like it to this day. So, Dad's root beer in the 4th round, very, very good.
And Carl mentioned it. They have glass bottles of these at JP Graziano, and they hit different.
They do.
They hit different. They're very fire.
It's a good logo.
So get that at JP too if you want to fucking really try a nice one out.
And then last one, I love an orange soda too. And I feel like there's 2 that I'm between. I think I'm just going to go orange Fanta. I'm going to have the orange Fanta. That's my my orange soda pick. I wanted an orange soda. I didn't want to take another ginger ale because I felt the top 2 were off the board. So I'll go with my orange soda is Fanta.
Frank hated the pick.
Fanta sucks.
Oh, wow.
That hurts.
That's our first sucks of the draft.
That needs to be a social clip
sucks.
so the Barada gang can, be humbled a little bit.
Well, to be fair, we're in the 5th round.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, Fanta's okay, maybe out of the fountain if you're doing the Pepsi freestyle. But to me, if out of a can, Fanta just doesn't pop.
I don't know if I've ever had it out of a can. I feel like I've only ever had it out of the bottle.
Like the
It's in
plastic
a can.
bottle.
It's pretty prevalent in a
Yeah.
can, but
Okay.
bottles. I mean,
I associate with the bottle.
I mean, when you're looking at orange sodas, you can pick up a Sunkist, a Crush,
Those are gone.
or Fanta. I mean, Sunkist and Crush are so far ahead of Fanta. Fanta's like 2 miles away and you got a flat tire.
Wow.
I agree that the top 2 orange sodas are the ones that you listed, but those were already selected, and I do enjoy an orange soda. I wanted one on my board because that's the sodas I like. So I was going with orange soda. I had that. It was between that and a different brand of orange soda. I went with Fanta.
all right, Frank, your final pick here.
Oh, Jesus. I'm torn between 2 here. One is my favorite grape soda, but I feel like I should have a root beer in my draft. And for that reason, I'm going the best root beer, the one you guys have not mentioned, A&W root beer.
Wow.
A&W is a strong one.
A&W strong. And
I would say that's
as a
my
5th
3rd
pick,
favorite. That would be my 3rd. I said Dave had my 4th.
It's got like an extra creaminess to it. I think.
I would agree with that as well. That might just be part of the logo too. That's frothing over that makes you think it's creamier. Could it be subliminal messaging that makes you like a Pavlov's dog situation? You think it's creamy and it's really not. I also prefer the bite to the cream when it comes to root beer.
I like to be a balance though. I like a balance.
Okay, fair enough.
I have it 6.
Fair point,
Ooh.
Frank.
And W. And Frankie got his number one guy in the 5th round. Frank's got to feel good right now. We'll finish this out, but Frank's got to feel good. 4 root beers off the board. You guys all have one.
And I'll mention, if it doesn't get drafted, I'll mention who else I would draft.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do some honorable mentions at the end. I definitely am interested to hear those. Carl, your final pick.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say root beer's off the board now because if Ed's not going to take it, Frank has one, I've got one, Chief Dave had one. So that's, I think, IBC. And I think IBC, I'm not taking it. I think IBC root beer is popular. IBC black cherry is popular. The way the bottle hit when you were a kid, that was popular in Chicago. Okay, so 5th round pick. I'm going to apologize for not taking Green River. When we started this, I was like, I can't wait to take Green River in the 5th round. But now that I'm here, I can't. I need a cola, and it's not that far behind from the other ones. It's RC Cola. And it's just a great fucking cola. It's a great 5th round pick. I think Coke and Pepsi are 1st round picks. I think RC Cola is way better than a 5th round pick. But it's just the name brand recognition with some people. But if you've had an RC Cola, I actually would argue with Frank, RC Cola stacks up well with a Pepsi with a Friday, Saturday night takeout order, and you get the 2-liter RC.
You know, RC Colas used to be better. I don't know what happened to RC Cola, and it's hard to find these days. It's not as prevalent as it used to be.
Yeah, production got limited about like 8 or 9 years ago. The main factory, they like siphoned off production. My college roommate's dad was like their number 1 rep in the Chicagoland area. He's like Mr. RC. So we had just cases upon cases of it. But they went through a business reorganization, Frank, almost 10 years ago. And I think that's kind of why if it's different to you and you pick up on it, maybe that would be the reason.
I mean, one time it actually used to be sold at Shea Stadium, and Ron Darling did commercials for RC Cola. I mean, RC Cola, I would say, is kind of like the Chicago Bears. It's been so long since they've been relevant.
All right.
You didn't have to do that, Frank.
Frankie, come
Frankie.
on.
From
that
the
was
Dolphins
dirty.
guy.
Like you
over here.
waited an hour to squeak that one in there, you son of a bitch.
You opened the door for it.
And actually, oddly enough, it is the Bears. Soldier Field sells RC. So
Do you like RC?
Really?
Ed?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
I like RC. It was going to be my Mr. Irrelevant. I thought it would squeak through. I was very naive, very dumb not to take it earlier because, like I said, I thought it'd be my last pick. So that sucks. But RC, I mean, you're right. It's right up there. You get that 1 liter that you get with a Chicago thin crust pizza, and it's like. That's a great combo. I'll give you my first combo, and it's Chicago thin crust with a 1 liter of RCs. It's always awesome.
I haven't had one in a long time, but in my brain, it's a little fizzier than Coke or Pepsi, like a little bit more carbonation.
I could
to
see
it.
that. RC's awesome. I like it a lot.
It is. I know. I get more gassy with RC.
Oh, Jesus, Frank.
How many farts
This
we
is a
talking?
kid show, Frank.
How many
Well,
farts?
I'm not talking.
He's burping.
I burp more with RC.
How do your burps smell, Frank?
I don't think any of that smells pleasant.
That's true. All right. White Sox, Dave.
My last pick, I got one that I can possibly go with, I think, at this point. There's so many, like, small different types of soda that you can go with that nobody would know. And unless you've had it and know how delicious they are, then, like, people would be like, what the fuck even is this? I'm just going to go Mountain Dew Code Red. I think it's a perfect 5th round pick to round out my draft. I hit every single different demographic of pops with mine. I'm very happy with my draft. Mountain Dew, perfect Mr. Irrelevant for me, though it's not the Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. I do like it when I'm hungover. And that redness, it pops, and I think that sells I think that's part of the reason it sells well.
That was like the number 1 soda. We had vending machines in St. Charles North High School. That was always the number 1. Like, I feel like you would see kids walk around the hall.
2002, 2001.
Yeah, everyone was drinking that.
It was an elite high school.
Oh, big
Yes,
time.
it was.
Yeah.
Elite.
Yep.
That's why I was going to take it then.
I almost
as
took it in
well.
the 2nd round.
Really?
It
I
was
almost
on-
took
it
it
was on my
above. I almost
board,
took it
too.
above Mountain Dew but then I was like, that's
I like
way
it more
too
than Mountain
cute.
Dew.
Because there was a time when I liked it more than Mountain Dew, but
Yep.
then I got out of
was-
it. But my phase with Code Red was as hard as any phase with any pop.
It's a kitty cocktail, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they brought it to life.
That's
and they
all
did
it is,
well.
yeah.
I
You
can't
mix
believe-
that with vodka and whew,
That
you
was my
got
Mr.
yourself a
Relevant
night.
after RC. I'm strapped here. That's a great pick. I'm strapped.
It's tough.
I'm in no graphic land for sure. I'm fucking staring down Mellow Yellow with a barrel right now, and I don't want Mellow Yellow. And I can't take RC Cherry Cola because I already have
Surge is
Wild
on the
Cherry
board.
Pepsi. Surge is on the board. You know what? I'm going to go with this. It's a new one. It came out this year, I believe. I like it. It's not a new brand, but it's a new flavor, and so people should be aware of it. Dr. Pepper and cream soda. It's very solid.
Haven't heard of it.
Never had it.
I'm fucked
Never had
anyway, so I might as well go with one that nobody's heard of.
Yep.
Dr. Pepper and cream. You've tried this, Frank. You've done a review, I know.
Yes. I actually like it better than Dr. Pepper regular.
Interesting.
It's good. So I'll bring some brand awareness, even though Dr. Pepper ain't doing shit with us, but whatever. That's my final pick. I'm fucked, but it is what it is. So I'll go down real quick here, and then we'll do some honorable mentions. We'll get out of here. Chief Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Cherry Coke, Dad's Root Beer, Fanta Orange, Frank the Tank, Pepsi, Sunkissed Orange, Dr. Brown's Black Cherry, Stewart's Orange and Cream, and W Root Beer, Carl, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Canada Dry Ginger Ale, Barks Root Beer, RC Cola, White Sox Dave Sprite, Muggs Root Beer, or Mug Root Beer, Crush Orange, Schweppes Ginger Ale, Mountain Dew, Code Red, Eddie, Wild Cherry Pepsi, Diet Coke, Crush Grape, Pib Extra, Dr. Pepper, and Cream Soda. Honorable mentions.
I got one that
I
just
made a
jumps
mistake.
off the page to me, and I don't know if it would have been counted or not, but I pound this shit like fucking water. As we speak, I get it for $5 a case for a 12-pack, and the 12-pack is gone in a day. Pamplemousse LaCroix.
That's not a
That-
soda though.
It's soda
Yeah,
water.
It went, LaCroix don't count.
LaCroix doesn't count. I would.
That's why I
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's
I mean, I don't even like
technically
talking about it right now. The honorable mention, to be honest with you, Dave.
Yeah.
It's soda.
No, it's not.
No.
It's soda water. Yes, it is.
I'm not arguing.
That's a
this.
sparkling water.
Sparkling water.
One notable omission.
It's carbonated
You know
water.
what we're doing here, David.
I think it should
So-
it should absolutely be counted as a soda.
Can I tell you, as a guy who worked in that industry,
Yes.
it's not counted as a soda.
Dave
want-
wants a reclassification.
It's
I want a
They have
reclassification.
CSDs, carbonated soft drinks, which is what we've been drafting all day, and then there's a separate category for sparkling water if you're an industry guy.
Why don't we just have Frank settle this? Is LaCroix a soda, Frank?
What was that?
LaCroix, is it a soda?
No, it isn't.
Hell no.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm listening to Frank. I'm not listening to the talking heads and the the big brains at whatever industry you are in. Jones cream soda is delicious.
That
I
whole-
got a pack of it sent to me in my old job as a gift, and I wanted to draft this so bad, but I didn't think enough people. Jarritos. You get them at a Mexican
all
spot.
right, so that's when I was just gonna say like I made a mistake. I was for the last round. I wanted orange soda. I was between Jarritos,
dude,
and
Doritos Mandarin.
yeah.
You
Jarritos
go
Mandarin is fucking delicious.
3 a.m. at the Mexican place.
Yes.
You fucking
Yes.
Well,
crush
and that's what
Doritos
I was
Mandarin.
thinking. It was like, which one have I had more of in my life? And the answer to that is Fanta. But if they were right next to each other in the fridge or on the shelf,
You're
I
taking
would take
Jarritos.
Jarritos
I'm pretty
every
sure
time.
they use real cane
Eh,
sugar.
I think they do as well.
Yeah.
It's on my board.
And that's why
It's so good.
I'm kind of kicking myself. I wish I could go back in time and do the Jarritos, but, people make mistakes. Fanta it is.
We've talked about these as well. I said Mellow Yellow, RC Cherry Cola is really good. Seagram's Ginger Ale went undrafted. And then my last one here. It's very lonely in the boat right now for Sierra Mist. It's a tough look.
Yeah. I mean, Sierra Mist is good. But
Sierra Mist is just bland.
It's just not there, right, Frankie?
Yeah.
it's the third of that category for sure.
You have any more
No.
honorable mentions?
I got one for you, and I almost drafted it in the 5th round, and I also thought about doing it in the 4th round. And it's better than your Crush Grape, and that's Welch's Grape Soda.
That's probably true, actually.
Interesting.
That is better.
It's been a while. That could be very true. I feel.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find Welch's Grape Soda, but that just slaps you across the face when you drink it.
Feel unaccomplished right now. Anybody else? Carl, any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I said my number one was Green River. That's my, like as a kid, You saw Green River. We went to the butcher shop. It's on a couple fountains in Chicago. Frank, have you had Green River?
Never had it.
It's really hard to describe because I don't know what the flavor is, but it's just fucking delicious. Issue with drafting it, it's just not that available. Like it's very much a specialty. And Frank, you hit the hammer home with like the Stewarts. I think I heard a Jones on there from someone else. The specialty sodas, like if they had bigger distribution, I think they would do so much more sales. And so I'm interested to know, like, is it Coke or is it Pepsi that's keeping these brands down? Like, I don't know what happens, but there's
Whole
some
category is
great
down.
there's some great flavors that can compete with the top of our board, and there's a chance America as a whole never gets a chance to meet these brands.
Stewart's has its niche. Stewart's has its niche. And if you go to like a lot of they're like they're in the grocery stores, but they're also in like a lot of like specialty stores.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even come in 6-packs; they come in 4-pack bottles.
You guys are right. I
But the
can't say I
price is the
disagree.
same as a 6 or a 12-pack of other sodas, and that's the big difference.
That's a problem. All right, I think we're done. Frankie, thanks for joining us. Happy birthday, my guy.
Yeah, happy birthday, Frank.
Birthday.
Anytime.
All right, everybody, that's it for today. We'll see you all tomorrow.